I was going to wait to do an intro till people actually joined. Alright, if that's the case, hello everyone and welcome to the charity 9 Hours of Kyalami. I am your host Tommy, joined by Tyler, aka SPS Tommy and SPS Tyler. And today is a special day as we venture through the light and dark of this track located in South Africa for the cause of American Red Cross for charity.
Yeah, I am, let's say, nervous. I've been waiting a long time. I'm gonna get to see how the cards get pulled. So I think it's gonna be interesting for the next 9 hours, I'd say, give or take.
What are your predictions for qualifying? Give me a top 5. Give me your top 5.
Oh man. Out of, I would probably say the top half of the field. I'm gonna have to. Man, I hate to be biased, dude. I gotta go with my boy Trev, the Ding Man himself, the Dingo. That's what they call him on the street board around town.
Yeah, I got confidence in Trevor getting pole. He's got the pace. He's shown it in the practice lobbies when everyone's joined. That Aquino, as Trevor puts a 38.7 there on his, I think, second lap on a green, on a fast track as well, which is 31 degrees. So he has set the benchmark already, which is a good time considering it's on fast and 31 degrees in the qualifying stage of this track. Aquino is currently in second, 1.2 seconds behind. But he has got a lot of pace himself, Aquino. I have seen a lot of promising things from him in the practice lobby. I expect him to at least get in the top 5 myself, following maybe by Arshmade or someone like that.
Yeah,
I expect some big things from them.
I was actually gonna say I got to see Arshmade run. He's definitely got some pace. Also, yeah, the Art Boys are definitely up there. I know the few I've raced against have quite a bit of pace and definitely have been grinding out their practice leading up to the race. So.
Diesel said chat is very choppy. Did you include your audio, yeah?
Yep.
Yeah. Well, we'll see how chat goes. If I ever have to restart the stream, I will do that. I did put quite a high bit rate. I think I put 2000 for the Xbox for this stream, so it should be alright. Because you can't edit the audio one, which on the Xbox, which is unfortunate. But it is what it is. I also would like to see what Blue Flame does. He is currently in second now in qualifying. He is 1 second behind Trevor. He had a lot of pace in the main league for the IXR race Season 1. The McLaren isn't a very dominant car all round as an overall base, but I haven't driven it myself personally around here, so I don't know what it is like, but I do expect big things from him in that sense. Oh, they said you're choppy, Tyler. Well, Tyler might be choppy because he is just in the party, including his audio, and he has terrible connection, so...
Give me one moment. The wonderful Shoutcaster will be right back.
Alright. So we're on board here with Trevor. We'll go spectate someone else, see how they're getting on. So we're on board with Aquino here, if that's how you pronounce properly. Diesel, you will have to confirm me on that one. I'm not 100% on that. As we go through with 12 minutes left of qualifying. The track currently 31 degrees in fast track evolution. Still a lot more rubber to be laid down. It looks quite rubber, to be fair, looking on the exit of the last turn there, but the track could also get a lot more grippier. So that is right, is Aquino. As he goes second there in qualifying, he's only 1.2 seconds behind. Sets himself a 39.7 there. Looking at the timetables, as you can see, Trevor is dominant in that first sector by over half a second over Aquino and that Audi there. The Audi also a dominant car around this track. I've seen a lot of people do some promising times with that. So I'd like to see how that car gets on with race paces. I feel the Audi does not have the best suspension on this game, and as I describe it as concrete suspension. Whereas if you drive the GT4 Audi, for example, that car will ride every curb on this game like there's no tomorrow, which is interesting why they are the same car. but just different category, and one's got concrete suspension and one's got a memory foam mattress. I am racing in this today. Oh, are you talking to Diesel in that chat? Diesel is racing today. I don't know what stint he's doing. I'm going to guess you're racing stint too. I will have to get the live timing sheet up actually, so I can have a look to see on that. Bear me one moment. Ah, so you are stint too, so I am correct. So Diesel and Tyler will have a good little scrap maybe, hopefully in race 2. Just a reminder to everyone that this is a charity race. And it is obviously for American Red Cross to help. All the money will go towards American Red Cross for donations that are made. Currently, Arai is in charge of the donations, but I believe he is racing in Stint 1, if I'm correct. No, I don't think he is. But he did say he will relay any information, so anyone who does donate, I will be able to shout them out if they are willing or happy for that to happen. What's that? I do not have the link for the Amstream, unfortunately. I will try and get hold of that for everyone now. Just bear me one moment, chat. Oh, so for anyone wondering, if you search the letter Q and then the word row after, that will give you, that will send you directly to the channel for the Amstream. For anyone wondering if they wanted to spectate that. We'll go on board with another car here. We see Trevor has put another lap in, as you can see. He's now done a 38.5. We'll have a look at the sectors on that. So his sectors are pretty similar to what they have been before. His sectors are really good. A low 29 is a really good sector, as you can see. He is over half a second ahead of everyone else there in that final sector. I believe when I've spectated him, he does not brake for the little right-hand kink. He actually just does let off. He has got that Mercedes going through there pretty fast. A good middle sector is a low 39 also. I have seen high 38s in the middle sector, but that would be on, I'd say, an optimum track on colder conditions where the track is a lot more grippier. And a low 30 is really good in the first sector. I think I've seen a few 29s, but not many. Hello to everyone else that's just joined the stream. Thank you for tuning in to the charity 9 hours of Kyalami. We'd also like to thank our sponsors of G-Portal for hosting the two lobbies that are happening for the Pro lobby and the Am lobby. Without them, this event wouldn't be possible, as unfortunately this game isn't like as we know as Forza in the past. But a big shout out to Assetto for making this game for us, Assetto Corsa Competizione. Big shout out to Kunos and that for that. So to anyone wondering, Oxy has posted the Twitch link to the second channel for anyone interested in watching the Am stream. As Axel takes second, currently in qualifying with Art MJK8 in third. A very solid time between them. It's very close. Between third and seventh is only within half a second, so still more improvements to be made by people as they put the laps in and rubber the track up even more, with 7.5 minutes to go of qualifying for the Pro lobby. If you want to follow live timing, if you go onto the 9 hours of Kyalami info page on the Discord, I can also post the link if anyone would like that directly. Oh, during the race. Well, how the live timing will be worked is after each stint, Arai and EXR Manta will be updating the live timing after each stint. So, for example, when the race finishes, we will hit timetables and it will have your total time for race distance and your total laps completed. That will then be put into the spreadsheet, which everyone can have access to and look. So after each stint, that will get updated so we know who starts for what position for each stint. So then, as I explained, that will allow people to know who's in what position, and who's going to start where for what stint, and who's winning, who's what position, how your team's getting on, who you want to fanboy over. As I spectate FCT Axel there, he does a little spin doing his little pit practice there. I can see some people are probably still a bit unsure about the pit entrance of this. It is a bit awkward. You do have to let off. I've tried to do it flat out, it's just not possible. Maybe in some cars. So we'll have a little scroll through here and look at the paint schemes of all the cars currently in the lobby. So obviously we have SPS following their team paint with the actual SPS Automotive. The nice Kyalami paint job there on the AMG. I'm a big fan of that paint, that does look really nice. It also does have the lions. I think, what was the animal we described on next to the giraffe? Was it a bison? Yeah. Yeah, we're not sure. Well, oh, a little mistake there from Trevor. He looks like he'll return to the pit there. We'll go on board with Axel with his, I believe, a black, gold and blue Audi R8 there. Nice, and looks like a matte black. In the number 24 Audi, we have Art MJK in the number 67 AMG Mercedes. A nice white, black and red, very traditional kind of paints there. Maybe if it was silver to follow the silver arrow theme, but it is a nice paint job, nice and crisp. We've got Blue Flame in the McLaren. Looks like he's got that nice and dark coloured. Once we get a better onboard shot here, as he follows the GTR around turn 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. I think turn 5. I forgot the turns, but it's simple black and blue. McLaren unfortunately hasn't got the best paint livery selection. We've gone board with Aquino here, as he has the same paint scheme as the Mercedes, of the sister car of the Mercedes. But they are using that for the Audi instead. We've gone board with Lactos here, who is part of the IXR team that are participating in this event. That is followed by Tool, Staliano, and I believe Jans Hans, who is one of Lactos's Czech fellow mates. They will complete that team to take part in the 4 stints who are representing IXR League, who are hosting this event. We've gone on board with Archmaid 989 here in the number 20 Bentley. Also gone with a black theme with a, looks like a nice little gold trim there on around the car, nice and simple. Gone on board with MVT Arca here in a nice chrome Audi R8 Evo with a blue and cyan theme going on there. I think that's cyan. Correct me if I'm wrong, anyone, I am colourblind, but it's a nice chrome Audi there. Looks like something you'd see on GTA. But it looks very nice. We'll go on board with number 21 in 9th place, GRT The Rock, in a nice simple Ferrari red here. Looks like it's like a satin metallic of some sorts, but it is very nice. It's got a nice little shine to it. Forgot what the word is now. Forgot what the word is, I'm an idiot, but yeah, that paint job. Go on board with Candler here, who's also the teammate of the SPS. We are supplying the 2 cars for the event. Currently in 10th place, 1.5 seconds behind. Then you got GPR Wheezy in a number 22 Audi. There are currently 5 Audis in this event. So good selection of Audis and Bentleys, also Mercedes. Just the odd. There's also 3 Ferraris, to be fair. Yeah, definitely. The Bentleys have, from what I know of experience of driving it in races, and what a lot of PC gamers will say, the car has such a good chassis, it does not destroy its tyres anywhere near as quick as the other cars. It's more well balanced on its tyre management. It also has a big tank, that Bentley. She's chugging. actually has a 132 litre tank, whereas most of the other cars have 120. I believe the Nissan also has 132, correct me if I'm wrong, anyone, whereas cars like the Ferrari only have 110, but the Ferrari does save very well on its fuel, as that car is dependent on its turbo, hence why it's got really bad turbo lag coming out of corners if you stay in second gear, for example. But it does save a lot more fuel than the other cars, hence why it has the shorter fuel tank. So all the cars should roughly cover the same distance. This race is currently one mandatory pit stop, so we should only see one pit stop unless there is major damage towards any cars, which we hope not, as this is a charity race, it is for fun, and we want people to have fun in that sense. Yep, so as it stands currently, Trevor is on pole with Ashmaid in second and Axel on third. Just for anyone who has just tuned in, thank you for joining. I will have to let everyone know that the stream will have to be restarted after qualifying, as there is a bug on this game. When it transitions between sessions, it freezes. I will also not be able to rejoin until the cars are rolling on their formation lap, as if I join before the timer hits 0 for the pre-race timer, then I get no menu options and the game freezes. So you will have to spectate us while we're in the main lobby, but I will get informed when the cars are rolling, and I will be able to join lobby so we can spectate them for the start of Stint 1. But as it stands, Trevor is currently on pole again with Ashmaid in second. As I predicted, I expected him to be up there. FCT Axel, I believe that's IIR, coming out of nowhere on his third place. Not too far off each other, they're only 200ths off each other in qualifying, so that's a very close time, with Art MJK coming out of nowhere, getting fourth place with his sister teammate in the Audi in fifth. So it is looking pretty close in qualifying, as you can see. Say from second, 14th place is only a second behind him, which in qualifying is quite a lot. In race pace, anything could happen, so there are big things to expect. I will also be reloading the game for everyone tuned in now, and reloading the game so that it does not freeze, and just bear with me one moment, stream. Welcome back, everyone. We are loading the game back up, so you'll just have to bear with the pre-race timer. We won't be able to join the lobby, like I said, straight away. So you just bear one moment. Tyler, to your message, no, I cannot hear you. As it stands. There we go. Yes, I can hear you now. Did your controller die?
That and apparently audio has not been coming through the stream on my end.
Oh, that's very unfortunate. But it is what it is. So anyone who has not been hearing Tyler talk at that time, he's not going to repeat himself. If any, from what I remember, what you were saying, you were talking about how it's important about strategies and teamwork. To summarise that up for everyone, everyone would just have to bear a moment, like I said, whilst we wait for them to start rolling on the lap, as we spectate that beautiful Audi R8 GT4 that I race in one of the league races. One of the most flamboyant paints, as I like to keep it nice and chromed, you know.
Dude, what is wrong with you, Tommy? What is that car?
I mean, if you want to see the other paint job, look at this one. It's the pace car one. Yeah, I have some horrific paint jobs. I'm not really too bothered.
Multiple species of like different kinds of animals
I'm
may have like vomited on your car.
Yeah, I'm not really a big fan of the paint jobs on this game. Oh, it's done the glitch with the keyboard. Okay, so bear with me one moment, stream. I will have to restart the game again because the keyboard feature is not coming up, which means that I can't search for the server. So I will have to restart the game once again. Bear with one moment.
Um, Maybe are you signed into your other account?
I will double check. Yes, it's getting signed out now.
Try. Yeah.
So I am reloading the game back up, everyone. So thank you for staying tuned. We have, from what I can see, 58 viewers. So thank you for everyone tuning in. And don't forget, you can donate. I will get Oxy to post a link in the description now of the chat. Sorry, of the where you can donate towards the cause of this event for COVID-19. He will post that link for you now for anyone who can't access or not on Discord. For anyone that's not participating in the event, they can see that. I'm sure there's people out there who want to also donate towards the cause of this event.
It should be shared pretty soon.
So Art Diesel said there is 3 guys in the 38 Sanam lobby. I did expect that, like I said, to anyone who's here. You cannot count out anyone in the AM lobby. The pro lobby is just considered esports teams, whereas the people in the AM lobby are just made up teams of maybe just a group of friends. For example, there is a guy who's AM lobby called by the gamer tagger Glitch. His daughter and son are also racing within the race. I believe he has taken 2 stints himself, and his daughter and son are taking part in a stint. They've been practicing. You know, this is a charitable event. Anyone can participate in that sense. Anyone could have signed up for the AM lobby, so you know, anything could happen in that respect. Anyone could win the race, so we just got to look forward to that. I believe it has done the same glitch again. I'm hoping it works this time. No, well, so the keyboard's not come up, so we'll have to restart once again. This is very frustrating.
Are going to American Red Cross, so anything donated during the 9-hour endurance race is going to be sent over to American Red Cross for COVID relief.
No, it's correct. One thing I will, because obviously when I reload the game, it pauses the stream momentarily. Just make sure every time I have to do that, that it does include your audio automatically.
We apologize. We are console plebs.
Yeah.
Doing our best with what we have to work with. It's like we got an already open thing of Play-Doh, and 3/4 of it was hardened.
So the drivers are currently out on their formation lap, so once I can get into the lobby, then I will be able to join spectate straight away. For anyone wondering what's happening, basically, for some reason on this game, the keyboard feature doesn't always work when you go to search for a server, which means I can then not join a private one. I am a controller user, so anyone on a wheel can actually override this. Tyler does know the way, which unfortunately cannot be fixed on a controller, which is very unfortunate for controller users such as myself. But at least I am able to join the lobby now. It's a bit bugged when I search for it. It says there's only 9 out of 20, but we will still join. I know there is 20 people in there. Thankfully, no one else can see the password because we don't want people over flooding with the server so that people don't get kicked out of the race. Apparently, I've entered the wrong password. Oh, that's right. Excuse me, everyone. Put the wrong password in. I was thinking it was the normal server password. There we go. So I am currently joining. I thought it was the password we use for the IXR League, not for what Cameron. Big shout out to the organisers for this event. Cameron is the main organiser for this event. He has put most of this together. I'd also like to thank Jam and Lakatos mainly as they put most of that in. As we join there, the race has already started, so we'll get straight into that. As you can see, Trevor is currently in the lead with Archmaid currently in second, followed by FCT. So the top 5 runners actually. Oh no, so if I'm correct, Quino was 5th in qualifying, so there has been a change in that order there. So we have Trevor, Archmaid, FCT, Art and Blue Flame currently in the top 5. So only one change in position for the top 5. Thankfully, I have a good memory. GRT Mercedes-Benz AMG is currently in the pit, unless he had an incident, but that is going to put him a lap down, unfortunately. I believe he may not have hit drive, which could have put him in the pit, which automatically puts you a lap down. Which is very unfortunate for him, so we'll have to see if he gets going as we'll go back on board here. He just has dropped his car, so it looks like he is about to drive off, as you see, as he comes out of the pit, which will be in traffic, so we'll have to see if he will give all the spots up there. As we'll go on board with the middle pack here, we'll go on board with BSB or Gusto, as he is in the middle pack as they come around turn 1 there of lap 2 of this race. The track is currently 30 degrees, track temperature and 22 ambient. That is a nice hot temperature, so the tyres will wear quite a bit, considering this race is only one mandatory pit stop. Anything can happen, blisters, graining, pop tyres, as BSB or Gusto makes a nice drift there through turn 5, I believe that is, or 4. I always forget the corners. I will have to learn them eventually. I'm not the most competent person in that respect, so will take me some time. As Trevor builds up a 4-second gap almost already going into turn 1. I did speak to Trevor, obviously pre-race, as I am his teammate for this race. He did not feel confident one bit, so he felt like he couldn't get pole in qualifying, and he felt like he was going to mess up a lot in the race. But I said to him, just keep focused, think about the race, think about your consistency, don't push too hard, as track limits are really hard to not come by on this track. The corner he has taken now, if you run wide on this corner itself, on the exit of that, it will give you a track warning. That can be avoided by letting off the throttle. As you do that, you will only lose a 1/10 or 2 in lap time, but it will stop you from getting that track warning. Coming up the hill before the hairpin in the mid sector of the track, if you run wide there, that also does give you another track warning, and it only takes 3 track warnings, and then on your 4th one you will get a drive through, which obviously we don't want to see happen, because you do lose around 15 to 20 seconds on another flying car. So that is easily, at the moment, that could put you from the front of the grid towards the back. So it's definitely something you want to avoid for the whole of the 2 hours and 15 minutes of the race. That is correct. As we go on board with 2nd place here, there has been a switch up in positions. Archmaid has lost 2nd place. He's now in 3rd, as that Audi takes 2nd place, and Trevor builds a 5.2 second lead. I felt like that was helped a little bit by these two battling, but FCT has clearly put his foot down, and he is not messing around. He wants that 2nd place. He wants to try and catch Trevor up, which I understand. You want to win this race, it is for charity, but you do want to win. As someone pointed out, yes, Art MJK did drop a lot. He was, I believe, in 4th place. He's now in 16th place, so as he just catches the yeet curb, as Tyler calls it, he did unfortunately just catch that, which then puts him back to 17th place, as Riders does overtake him in that respect. If anyone has any questions in the chat, go for it. Yeah. Go back on board here with the running cars. see how far they are. They're only 6/10 behind now, Archmaid. He looks like he's fallen off a little bit, not got the race pace, but he's keeping up with Axel after overtaking him, shortly followed by Blue Flame in that McLaren. I would like to give out a shout out to FCT Ben. Big respects for driving that Nissan GTR and being in 9th place right now. That car is very much of a handful to drive. I've had some good experiences in that car. It's not the best car to drive, but it is very fun to drive in that sense. Tyler loves the noise of it. I'm not a big fan of the noise, but he likes the gear changes for some reason. It does have a little JDM wisp snap in it, I will give you that, but the general noise of the car, I'm not a big fan of it, not going to lie. Same with the Honda, not a big fan of that VTEC engine. Maybe if they weren't turbocharged, they'd have a bit more grunt in them, but unfortunately, like the Ferrari, they sound a bit dull because they've got turbos in them and they've had to reduce the revs on the overall car, which is very unfortunate on some cars. Just on board here with GPR Wheezy, he has got a bit of damage on his car from what I can see. His front bumper, his bonnet is hanging a little bit, and I can see some scuffs and scraps through the car, so there must have been a collision that we missed going on there. It doesn't look major, maybe he has around 10 seconds of damage, but it's nothing to probably concern him, maybe just half a second a lap. It probably isn't worth pitting for that, as you know, this is a long race. It's not a long pit stop, but if it was 9 hours straight with straight driver changes, then I would understand someone pitting for damage, but unfortunately we don't have that feature, and it's technically 4 2-hour 15 sprints in that respect, with no mandatory pit stop, but obviously people will have to pit. Fuel won't last that long for a fact. Tyres in this kind of heat I don't think will last. You could probably push it maybe in Stint 4 to not have to pit, but that would be very risky with blisters and grains in that respect. NSX is Bay. I do like the NSX in a sense, but I don't like the way it sounds. That is a big off-put in that car. I have drove it around here. It is a very good car around here. I will give it to the people who want to drive it around here. It has, on BOP, it is a very good car. Normally some tracks are very unbalanced. Say, for example, you go to Laguna Seca, the Porsche and the AMG are very dominant. They can almost do 20s around there in a hot lap, whereas most cars will struggle to do a 21. The Audi, for example, really struggles around Laguna. It's concrete suspension, not quite for that track, unfortunately. It probably just scrapes the whole track. I've driven it once around there, we'll never do it again. So for anyone who is not participating in this race, there is currently a spot going for Stint 4 of this lobby. IX Racing, that Lactos is driving in the Bentley. They have a position available for Stint 4 as one of their drivers cannot make the stint. So if anyone who is not participating in this event, or maybe is participating but is willing to drive that Bentley for Stint 4, if you go into the Kyalami chat on Discord, you will be able to maybe talk with Tool or any of the other members of that team to fill in that driver spot if anyone is interested. Just to note there, unfortunately one of our teammates, Ganla, ended up in the pit a moment ago. It looked like he had some damage on the Mercedes and had to repair it, which is very unfortunate, as he is about to also get lapped by his teammate in the sister car, Trevor. which is very interesting. So we'll have to see how that goes. We did say no team orders here, but I'm sure you blue flagged either way. People need to respect blue flags. Hopefully there is no issues with that. This is a charity race, it is for fun, so hopefully there are no issues in overtaking or lapping cars in that respect. Oh, a big crash there as we see Brokey spin around on the corner there, going on the hairpin at the top hill as he rejoins the track very unsafely there. That was caught on stream, so we'll have to see what the stewards will say about that after the race, as we are handing out penalties after the race. Someone did ask me to spectate 9th place battle, and as I join it, about 4 cars go through the hairpin there, and unfortunately a car ended up spinning. Not sure if that was through the contact or that was a mistake from the driver, but as we've seen, there was a crash there as we see Ben go around the last corner. GPR Wheezy is going into the pit right now. As I did point out earlier, he did have a bit of damage. It's obviously affecting him. He's lost a bit of pace and he feels like he needs to pit to repair that damage, which is unfortunate because it means he will have to still make another pit stop during this race at some point. But you have to make those decisions. If an accident happens, you have to keep going, but unfortunately it's what's happened. So we've got some Art Quino fanboys out here. They want me to keep spectating him, so we'll go back on to him for around this next lap. See how that goes on. If anyone else has any questions or wants me to spectate someone at any point in the race, I can do. As you can see, our MJK has made his way back up the field. I will quickly go on board with him in the teammate car as he battles between 2 Ferraris there and a little Ferrari sandwich as he makes contact there with Brokey going through the last corner and then gets rear-ended by the Rock in the number 21 Ferrari. A little mishap there, maybe misjudgment. I would like to give a shout out to Brokey86. He is currently he has an Instagram page called ferraricar.lover, which does have around 28,500 Instagram followers. So anyone who's a Ferrari fan, go follow his page. He just posts loads of photos of anything Ferrari related. So any fanboys out there, which I'm sure there is, he is the page to follow and he is the man for you. He is also a young boy. I believe he is in his teens. He races karts in real life. He hasn't really played project cars a lot. He used to be very quick from the start, but like I said, he's been very busy with his personal life from what I know, focusing on his racing and karting as he lives in Belgium near Zolder, I believe, as he also makes contact there with the Rock going through that corner. I believe Rock gets that position in his satin metallic number 21. That is correct, he does overtake Brokey there through that left-hander, and Art did kind of lose out after that incident in the last turn and being caught by Farron. We'll go back on board with Quino for a moment for any of those fanboys that wanted to still spectate him. 27 little shorty in the chat, I will respect that for you. I did say I will stay on board for a whole lap, so we'll stay on board for the next lap here as he tries to catch up with Arshmade. Not too much of a gap between second, third and fourth there. They're only, 3.5 seconds separated there between those 3 cars as Trevor flies away into the lead with confidence at the moment. Blue Flame shortly followed also, then a bit of a gap to Alex in 6th place, also in a Bentley. We watch the Audi fly through this right-hand sweep here. Very difficult corner to get right. Some cars, there's a little bump on the inside. The Audi, as you can see, it bobbles through that corner. Obviously, this is the GT car, so the mechanical grip is very good. So you'd expect it to be able to handle that corner. I guess if you tried to do that in a normal road car, you'd definitely know about it when it comes to mechanical grip and aerodynamic grip in that sense. But concrete suspension Audi seems to take that corner fine. Being mid-engine, it's very balanced. I feel like the mid-engine cars got that bit more balance around tracks like this, so they're not going to oversteer too much, not going to understeer too much. Whereas the Mercedes, for example, has great corner entry, but it has no weight in the rear of the car, so it does have a bit of wheel spin exit if you're not too careful. May have to run a higher traction control, for example. Go to the Porsche, which unfortunately there's no Porsches in this race. I'm disappointed in the pro lobby. I would have loved to have raced the Porsche myself. I love it, absolutely amazing car. It's very fun to drive, it's very hard to drive, it's very fun to tune. Once it gets going, it is very quick, and it is a very difficult car to drive from a qualifying to a race for pace, as the engine is in the back, the weight of the car is in the front. So in race scenarios, the car is balanced. For qualifying with low fuel, the car isn't balanced because there's no weight in the front. You have to rely on rake, a lot of pitch, and a good tune. As we spectate here, Lakatos, who is one of the organisers for the event, alongside myself and Tyler. He's doing a good job at the moment. He was further back in qualifying, I believe, from what I remember. I can't remember how qualifying went exactly, but he was a little bit further back in the teens. But he is currently battling for 8th place here with FCT Ben in the GTI. It looks like he's got a bit of damage on the side of that Bentley, but it doesn't look anything major. Just looks like a little scuff. Don't think it'll be any concern. A few seconds in the pit. Stream one. Oh. Still says it's live for me at the moment. So it has gone offline. So I will restart the stream if anyone can hear.